A carnival was held recently at the Franklin Pond in the borough of Franklin. It brought many visitors who were excited to be there.
Everybody seems very excited. It's a bigger carnival this year. There's lots of rides. I always came here since we were very young, probably starting like middle school. So it's always been part of our summer, kind of a kickoff to summer.
It's been a great week. The fireworks were excellent and we did a lot of good, everybody had fun riding the rides. And hopefully we do good next year too.
The Franklin Carnival is awesome. I've lived here in town for 22 years, and when I first lived here, it was a week-long process, and it was huge. It's wonderful to see the Franklin Rec Committee coming back and doing more for the children and more for our community. And it's nice to see the carnival coming back to more than a few days.
Sussex Bank, our main office is in Franklin, and we're very proud and excited to be a sponsor of our Franklin Carnival. We're very involved in our community and we love our customers very much.
The Franklin Carnival was fabulous. We had a really great turnout. I thank everyone for coming out. We made some really good money for our town, so that'll be put back into recreation and some of the projects that we'll have going on throughout the year. It was really nice to see all the kids come out, enjoy all of the rides. The food trucks were a really big hit this year. The turnout was phenomenal. We had 2 days of really good weather, 2 days of really bad weather, but even on the days that it was bad weather, we still had a pretty good turnout.
A lot of the events that do occur in this town, whether it be fire department, American Legion, etc., draw the local residents to these events, and they feel a pride about it, and that's important. That's important to have. You know, we want to reestablish that we do care about our community, and we want to make it nicer.
The weather was a little rough for 2 days, but all in all, the carnival came off very well. I think the rec committee should be commended for the job they did. The town did very well as expected as far as raising funds for recreation this year. Hopefully we'll be able to build toward some projects in the pond, and maybe we'll move on to a larger carnival. The fireworks were fabulous. We had a lot of people in attendance. Both nights there were fireworks.
We had a 4-day carnival this year, and we had 2 nights of fireworks, which was really a big success. We had the first night was Thursday, and we had a mini show of fireworks, but Sunday night was the larger and grand finale. And unfortunately, we had 2 days of sort of bad weather in between, so the majority of the crowd was Thursday and Sunday nights, but it was a success, and I'm not sure whether we're going to go back to the old Franklin Day next year or do a carnival again. It's a lot of work, but the jury's still out on that. We're doing our after-action report, and we'll figure that out.
There were plenty of good eats to be found on the food trucks.
It's Taco Shelley's. I do gourmet tacos. We have, this is a roasted chicken with a pico de gallo sauce and a roasted tomatillo and avocado sauce. Franklin Carnival is giving my business a big boost.
We sell chicken wings, pulled sliders, the best chicken wings if I may say, French fries, waffle fries, all that good stuff. Carnival food. It's been great. We've gotten such good business here. It's set up so nice, and we're just so excited to come back next year.
There were plenty of local organizations represented, like the fire department, the first aid squad, the Boy Scouts, and the Franklin Police Department.
Quite honestly, Jerry, I'm humbled and honored, you know, to even have this opportunity to be here. I grew up in Franklin from 1969 when I moved here with my parents. I came on the Franklin Police Force in 1979 as a special police officer. I was hired in 1986 as a full-timer. Since then, I climbed up the ranks. In 2002, I was a sergeant. 2006, a lieutenant. And in January 1 of 2012, I was officially the full-time chief of police.
The Franklin Borough PTO is a new organization this year, and we fundraise and bring activities for the children of Franklin Borough School. We have many fundraisers. We're here at the carnival doing our first gaming trailer in hopes that the proceeds will help the children of the school for assemblies and so forth.
Back 90, this is our main fundraiser. By us doing this, it keeps costs down. This is our main fundraiser. It gets more people involved. If we can keep the cost down, more kids can join Pack 90. We get them outside, which is everybody's goal, is to keep your kids outside and keep them going. Keep them hiking, camping, just anything outdoors, fishing, boating. It's a great experience if you can get your kid into scouting.
We're here today. We brought one of our fire trucks out, Engine 2, and we've also got a fundraising booth here where we're selling 50/50s to benefit the fire department. We're also selling tickets for our next big event, which is our Steak and Lobster, which will be held at our Memorial Park on August 20th.
Troop 187, we have boys from grade 5 all the way up through their senior year. They can go to 18. We have boys from Hardiston, Ogdensburg, and Hamburg, all in the troop. And we do a camping almost every month. The boys are going to summer camp in 2 weeks. They'll spend a whole week up at summer camp earning merit badges, doing zip lines and rock climbing.
I get to ride 2 nights a week on the squad. Helping the township, helping the residents, and it's a great time. I love doing it.
Pack 90 is very involved. We're a very active group, and we love to have the kids get involved. We're doing a win a fish contest. If you get the balls in the tank, you get to win that fish. We always try to instill community within our boys, and this is an excellent opportunity for them to understand what it means to get involved in the community.
The Franklin Historical Society was also on hand.
The Franklin Historical Society began in 1996, so we have been here with Franklin Borough for 20 years. Our goal, our statement, if you will, our mission is to introduce people to the local and ethnic heritage of Franklin Borough. Franklin has had a great diversity way back over 100 years when people from Europe came to work here in the mines in Franklin in the New Jersey Zinc Company. They came from England, Czechoslovakia, Russia, Hungary, Poland. We can name others, but they were a large group that have come here to settle in. They worked in the mines, they raised their families. Many of our entities here, our churches, our fire department, some businesses that still remain have been involved from the early times that the businesses settled in. Especially our school, we're very proud of Franklin School, celebrated its 100th anniversary last year. We have many firsts in this. We have the Franklin Mineral Museum, which is not part of our Franklin Historical Society, but is a separate entity, but also promotes the minerals and the background of Franklin Borough. And we have, in our line of work with the Historical Society, we do a lot of promoting of our background, our culture, our ethnic background, and we try to run programs when we can on those things so that we can bring that out to our people. We kind of believe that, you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. So it has to do with your past, your history. Who were you? Where did you come from? What was your background? And where are you headed into the future, the vision of Franklin?
The carnival also brought out royalty as Miss Franklin made an appearance.
It's a great experience. I'm meeting so many new people, and there's so many different opportunities that comes apart with it and everything. It's really fun.
Recently, Franklin Borough secured a planning grant, and it's in the works to revitalize historic Main Street in Franklin.
Franklin has actually gotten a planning grant through the state of New Jersey, and what we're looking to do is do some studies involving the zoning, planning, and what we can do to bring businesses back to Main Street. In doing that, our focus area has been basically from the Easter Seals building to the old theater. One of the great things that all of us would like to do is see the theater be reopened. And we also know that the Newton Theater has really brought a renaissance onto Spring Street in Newton when it reopened. And the Franklin Theater is really a great theater. And we're hoping to get the same interest in reopening the theater, because it's probably the linchpin toward bringing businesses and a lot more change to Main Street. So we're hoping that the state grant will come through shortly. We're going to go over the plan, and we've been doing the things that they've asked us to do, and we're working toward a better Main Street every day. In fact, tonight we have an EDC meeting about that, and that is actually the topic of the meeting.
I'm the zoning officer for Franklin Borough. I'm a longtime resident from Franklin. Have a lot of history with this town, I was happy to come back to this position because of my feelings with growing up in this town and living in this town most of my life. And I was thrilled about the idea of bringing it back to what Franklin used to be, or even better. In fact, working with Allison, that's been both of our goals as far as to do that, to accomplish that, not only for the older residents, which have lost that feeling, okay, but also for the newer ones. I think it'd be a great service to have coffee shops and different types of other stores and facilities that would help and establish a quality of life for the local residents, but also attract people from out of town. I have a history with this town. As I said, I grew up in this town. I remember the days going to the movie theater. I have very, very good memories of those days. Halloween in particular, where all the kids in the neighborhood, after we were done trick-or-treating, we'd go to the movie theater for free movie and even coffee, or not coffee, but cider and donuts. So it was really, really good community feeling. We were hoping to reestablish that in this community with that type of feeling and that type of environment.
The current owner of the Franklin Theater is very anxious to get an operator in there and get it open again, and clearly this is something that is a positive and will hopefully draw people to Franklin and revitalize this little part of the town. As many of you know, Route 23 has sort of become our main street over the years, but that's a positive. We're embracing everything with growth in Franklin, and clearly one of the things that's been happening recently is the Pokemon Go phenomenon, and that's brought people to Franklin Borough, and we're hopeful that visiting Franklin for Pokemon, people will say, you know what, I want to come back and take my kayak out on the Franklin Pond. I also want to maybe come visit the Franklin Mineral Museum, and certainly it's even brought them to Main Street. The Borough Hall was a hot spot one day, as well as our Veterans Memorial. So we're welcoming people. We're anxious to have them come and see what the residents know about Franklin already.